The moment the prologue begins in Bayonetta, it's clear that you're in for a different and very wild ride. As your character battles the armies of heaven on the face of an exploding clock tower as it falls from a mountaintop, you realize that you've entered a world of pure spectacle, where one witch's magic makes almost anything possible. Such is the world of Bayonetta, and this is merely the first step on a long road of delightful insanity that pushes the limits of ridiculosity to their breaking point. It's easy to dismiss this high-octane hack-and-slash action game as all style with no substance because, well, just look at it. But to do so would be a grave mistake. Beneath all its madness, Bayonetta is a deep and intricately nuanced action game that allows everyone, from an untrained button masher to a god of war, to unleash impressive combo attacks and elegantly eliminate their enemies. With expert pacing and a number of subtle but brilliant tweaks to the formula, Bayonetta is a bewitching adventure that simply must be seen to be believed. After 500 years of being sealed in a tomb at the bottom of a lake, the woman known as Bayonetta remembers not much more than that she's a powerful witch, and that she's looking for something called the Eyes of the World. On a tip from her informant, she heads to the isolated city of Vigrid, where she begins to piece together her missing memories and learn about the downfall of the Umbran witches and their opposites, the Lumen sages.
Will you face me in this hallowed arena?
In and around the ancient city, a series of hilariously over-the-top moments ensue, each of which somehow surpasses the previous, that loosely form a coherent narrative amidst a plethora of sight gags, sexual innuendos, and gratuitously violent angelic deaths.
Do you naughty little angels deserve a good spanking?
Amidst all the absurdity is a perfectly understandable plot with some surprisingly sweet moments, but the main attraction is the combat, not the storytelling. Bayonetta is mortal enemies with the Angels of Paradiso, which seem to emerge at every corner in Vigrid, spoiling for a fight. Armed with a unique set of 4 guns, 2 of which are attached to her high heels, Bayonetta punches, kicks, and shoots her way through the heavenly aggressors that hound her every step. Besides the basics, she can also perform a number of stylish special attacks to punish her enemies in often mind-boggling ways. It's hard not to be hooked after performing your first outrageous combo, which may or may not involve breakdancing, conjured guillotines, and dozens of bullets to bridge together the myriad punches and kicks. However, the most important power at your disposal in Bayonetta is your instantaneous ability to dodge any enemy attack at the pull of a trigger, which rewards you in more ways than one. By dodging an attack at the last possible moment, Bayonetta temporarily slows time down to a crawl for everyone else, allowing her to thoroughly thrash your foes and circumvent their sometimes considerable defenses. Battle is a fluid and continuous dance, and your performance is graded and compared against other players via online leaderboards. Obtaining a coveted pure platinum grade is both challenging and rewarding, and going for one is a great reason to replay and drive your scores higher and higher. When not actively killing the agents of heaven, your time is spent solving simple environmental puzzles, searching for hidden challenge rooms, and watching as the fun and preposterous story unfolds one cutscene at a time. When the moon is full and visible, which happens much more often than you would think, Bayonetta is able to walk on walls and ceilings to move about or fight in some of the most memorable moments in the game. Action peaks when the most powerful of angels appear to try and stop Bayonetta, and you will need every one of the powers at your disposal to defeat these titans of heaven. Unfortunately, there is a great performance divide between the 2 versions of Bayonetta, with the Xbox 360 platform coming out on top. Whereas the PlayStation 3 version is plagued by grainier and more washed out visuals, noticeable frame rate dips, and frequent and excessively long load times. None of these issues are to be found in its Xbox 360 counterpart. Altogether, these problems can notably affect your enjoyment, and in a game where high-energy combat is king, they are pretty significant. Regardless of which version you play, Bayonetta's flexible fighting engine and competitive online scoring system make it less a sister to other similar games, as it is a next evolution of them. Its battle controls feel natural and responsive from the very first moment you experience them, and the magic remains there throughout the entire journey, whether you're throwing a bus or fighting an enormous boss in the sky. Chock full of often silly but always memorable moments, Bayonetta stays with you long after you've stopped playing.
Come on! Bring it! I've got a fever, and the only cure is more dead angels.